Susie and Pollyanna, during your time on the Gadget Show, you've both experienced a collection of the greatest robotic projects from around the world. Your challenge is to take this knowledge to build your own robot army in just 4 weeks.
You'll need to make sure they're a tough bunch because they'll be your only line of defence against one of the best paintball teams in the UK.
Oh, and one last thing. You may be allowed to leave your control room onto the battlefield, but you're not allowed to fight yourself. We're using robots to fight. Come on, little guy, let's go. That's the spirit.
For decades now, governments have poured billions of pounds into top-secret research aimed at creating military robots that can be operated remotely thousands of miles away from conflict zones.
These machines have been designed to carry equipment and take weapons into every type of extreme and hostile environment, in the hope that they will eventually replace soldiers on the fields of battle.
But there was no way that we were going to get our hands on the latest military tech, so we realised that for our challenge, we were on our own.
I decided to research remote-controlled robots and soon came across a company in the States called Inspectorbots that build really tough robots, so I felt I just had to head off to Colorado. Over the past few years, designer Chris Rogers has designed robots ranging from simple 4x4 multifunctional platforms to heavy-duty robots built for tough assignments.
Hi Chris, great to meet you.
Hi.
Now, you're the creator of Inspectorbots. This is the first one. Tell me what this one does.
Well, this is the Spider Mite, and basically it's designed for hard-to-reach places like crawl spaces.
Okay.
And it has a pan-tilt camera on it, so you can see as I move this control, the camera moves.
Oh, look! Hi, Mum!
While Polly was enjoying a little jolly in the USA, I was looking into serious weaponry, and I found some great tech that was a lot closer to home. Angel Sports produce top-of-the-range paintball markers that are sold all over the world. They feature electronic firing and adjustable pressure regulators, which bring a touch of sophistication to the rough-and-ready game of paintball.
Fraser, we've done a lot of paintballing on the Gadget Show over the years, but normally it's just a canister of CO2 gas and some bright paint. This looks like a whole new ball game.
Yeah, it's they're pretty advanced pieces of kit. I mean, this is the finished item here.
Beautiful.
These babies have got micro-switch triggers, a USB port for software upgrades, and an OLED display that allows you to customise every option, from your firing rate to the amount of compressed air used in each shot.
I've got robots that I want to arm. Full velocity, rapid fire, on automatic setting, I presume.
Yeah, we can do that for you.
Excellent. Good news.
Over in America, I was in robot heaven. Chris's robots were fully radio remote controlled, and their wireless video transmitter would be our eyes on the battlefield. But would they survive the tough conflict I got planned for them? Oh yes, it's like an armour-plated Tonka toy with ADHD.
It isn't necessarily built for speed, but with such a powerful motor, it can even pull a 2-ton Hummer, like this one.
It was fantastic. These robots could really handle themselves.
Back in Wolverhampton, I was keen to test out just how good Fraser's paintball markers were, so I headed for the shooting range.
Right.
The Angel Art Guns were shooting a mighty 20 balls per second on full auto. It was lethal.
That's amazing.
Back across the pond in Colorado, I was also trying out guns. But in true American style, I was using a shooting range set up in Chris's living room. This is the robotic weapons system. The SWAT-bot is a four-wheel drive RC vehicle capable of speeds up to 50 miles an hour. It carries a full-size assault rifle with a red dot laser sight and, to put it simply, it's like the Terminator on 4 wheels. Pumped up with adrenaline and ideas, I returned from the States and met it with Susie.
We'd seen and learnt enough to decide what to build and how we were going to fight.
It was time to draw some robots and design our army.
The tank, that needs to be kind of mounted with a bazooka. One thing was certain, we'd soon be having a serious battle on our hands.
So, come on. What do you think?
Words are just... I mean...
Where would we start?
What's not to like?
Everything you featured in that piece was amazing!
Incredible!
The gun on the remote control truck that shot to pieces.
What about the
sofa?
The sofa and the helicopter with the fully automatic thingy with the...
And the little one that dragged a Hummer behind.
What about the little one that went through a wall?
Now that was a cool one.
Our challenge was well and truly on. Now all we had to do was get them built, and for that we needed a little bit of assistance. We've met up with Grant from Robo Challenge, the engineering masterminds behind the gadget show's fighting robots.
Grant, we're here. How's it going? What have you got for us?
Excellent, just in time. I'm just about to mount these two handguns onto the helicopter.
And already the remote control helicopter was in great shape.
I like that. We're going to get some really great views from that, aren't we? With the camera that's mounted, we'll get a good overview of everything that's going on.
Our helicopter was fitted with not one, but 2 paintball markers. And to make doubly sure both guns hit their targets, we needed a steady platform.
We'll be using these state-of-the-art gyros. These are some of the best in the world for stabilisation, often used on large video cameras and things like that.
And to make sure we were deadly accurate, we'd ordered a red dot laser sight and some high-velocity paintball shuttlecocks.
Zip wire.
Ah, yes,
How
I've
are we
got
getting on
the
with
perfect
that?
thing for you.
Another one of our concepts that was nearly finished was the zip wire. The idea was a small motorised unit carrying a semi-automatic paintball gun, which would be rigged on a steel cable above the enemy line, shooting down on them from up high.
We've got 2-axis gimbal here that the gun will be mounted to, so you can tilt it up and down, and that'll again turn left and right.
Okay.
And this whole thing will be controlled remotely over a 20-metre long zip wire.
Another plan we had was to use a sentry robot, which would be triggered by tripwires, booby traps and smoke bombs.
I think more smoke, because the more smoke, the better, in my experience.
But they can't see anything. It's great, isn't it? Because you're not expecting to be hit, and you can't even aim at anybody when
Exactly.
Also in the pipeline was a remote-controlled tank fitted with a bazooka gun capable of holding 150 paintballs.
And a sentry gun that worked using motion tracking software, programmed to fight anything that moved in its line of sight.
But as well as the work being done in our workshop, robotics expert John Ryland was 300 miles away working on another recruit for our army.
Securobot is made from the body of a bomb disposal unit and a turret, mounted with 2 deadly arc paintball markers. And John had kindly agreed to let us use it.
Hi, John.
Hi, John.
Hi.
John, how are you getting on with our robots?
We're making progress.
We've got guns mounted. We've now got to concentrate on the video cameras.
John had worked tirelessly to get Securobot battle fit. But was it enough?
Yes, the Securobot. Obviously, it's a little bit too dangerous to operate in the studio, but just imagine being faced with that.
After 4 weeks of hard work, our robot army was finally ready to fight 15 double-hard veteran paintballers.
This is location unit control. The rules are quite simple. We've got to take them out before they grab our flag, but we are not allowed to get involved in the field ourselves. It's down to our tech, and hopefully we are ready.
Now, as you can see on here, these are our 4 cameras. Now, these are our eyes in the battlefield.
We'd set up a network of CCTV cameras so that we could monitor the action as it unfolded. If it moved, we would see it,
And if it moved, we would shoot it. The 15-strong human team would have to fight their way through 6 different sectors. Each sector would be defended by different robot warriors. And if we hit them, they'd be eliminated from the action.
To make it fair to the humans, once we were out of ammo, we couldn't reload.
All of the robots were in place. The paintball team were ready. It was time for our battle to commence.
It's quite exciting. You can feel the atmosphere.
Right, ready to fire at will.
We started in Sector 1 with the remote control helicopter.
Equipped with 2 stabilised handguns and a laser sight, the helicopter was sending us a live video feed using a wireless camera.
And it wasn't long before we saw our targets approaching.
Look, look, look! They're over there, they're over there, they're over there. Oh, to the right, there we go.
Although we had 2 guns and state-of-the-art gyros attached, it was proving really difficult to get a clean shot.
Come on, where are they?
Out there.
Okay.
Ready, fire.
They were simply too spread out. To get an accurate shot, we needed to sit still.
Oh, you're kidding me, I'm out of paintballs.
You're joking.
No.
So, 1 robot down, and we had failed to make a dent in the paintball army. Straight ahead of them was Sector 2 and the laser tripwires.
Right. Oh, look, you can see them.
As the squad advanced, they were immediately in trouble.
There we go.
As the boys walked in front of the 4 laser sensors, they triggered smoke bombs and flashbangs, which managed to confuse and disorientate them.
They're not going to be able to see anything.
In the confusion, they were completely unaware that they'd wandered into Sector 3, where they were about to stumble upon some tech we kept neatly hidden up our sleeves.
The Sentry. The Sentry, a state-of-the-art paintball gun, was being guarded by a remote-control car. And as one of the men stepped onto our expertly camouflaged pressure pad, it activated the car, which unleashed the Sentry.
Immediately, its unique motion tracking system kicked in and started firing at the enemy.
Oh, this is working. It's working. This is brilliant.
It was doing really well, but just as we thought we were getting a few kills under our belts, the laptop batteries died.
With just one man down, it meant that the rest of the enemy advanced onto Sector 4.
Where Securobot was waiting with its gun stuffed to the brim with paintballs. But to control it, I had to go out onto the field.
These guys are not going to know what's hit them. Where am I looking? Where am I looking? I need to fire.
To your right, Polly, to your right.
It was firing over 20 paintballs a second. It was unbelievable.
Fire!
I'm on the phone. Take that!
As the paintballers struggled to take cover, it continued its relentless assault on them. Well done, you've got him!
As the men made a last-ditch attempt to scramble to safety, I was more than pleased with my handiwork.
Oh, they took an absolute beating.
And that was another 4 of the enemy down.
But there was no time for celebrations, as the enemy were now advancing into Sector 5, where the zip wire robot was waiting.
Okay, here they come.
The idea of using a motorised dolly with a stabilised machine gun attached was genius, and because it was elevated in the trees, they didn't see it coming.
I'm firing. Up, 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 up. I'm going.
Aiming and shooting this gun was really easy. We had it set on semi-automatic, meaning we were getting a good few blasts at a time.
Good girl, right. He's out.
And soon we got rid of 3 more paintballers.
And so we were on to Sector 6, our final sector, and we still had 7 of the army in play. So I came up with a cunning plan to make sure we would win.
This is our last line of defence.
Okay.
And I know it's sort of a little bit cheaty.
Yeah.
You go and get Securobot, come from behind. And I've got the tank.
Shoot them all.
It was a classic pincer movement.
And this was another bit of tech we kept on the QT, an RC tank that was mounted with a compressed air bazooka and loaded with over 150 paintballs. But disaster struck. The tank failed. I couldn't believe it. Luckily, Polly was advancing from the rear and doing her best to finish them off with Securobot. But sadly, it wasn't enough. And 4 remaining paintballers made it to me and the finish flag.
Oh my days, they were like so much fun.
It was. We didn't even mind losing because it was.
Well, and the thing is, you did represent yourselves very, especially you, Polly, the pollinator.
Exactly.
It was exceptional. It's a shame because the one thing I was really excited to see was the helicopter, which, although it was putting some shots down, they were so fast you couldn't actually see them, but you couldn't miss this.
This is a hero. Absolutely.
Yes.
20 balls out per second, 200 miles an hour. Can you even imagine? Next time, though.
Yeah.
Learn from our mistakes.
It's just an excuse to revisit this technology.
It is. See you soon.
See you next time.